Welcome back. It's 33 minutes after 8 p.m. And yes, it is now time for the sports segment, Sports Talk, right here on Salam Media. But obviously, one is obviously Thaakir is not here today. And wow, can you believe it already? How the time has gone by. We've got about 30 minutes to go before the show ends. Wow, we're having fun. And if you've just tuned in, my name is Sarfaraz Takolia. I'm ST, your host for the next 26 minutes, unfortunately for you, if you just tune in. But anyway, it's now time for football. And we're talking to our EPL pundit, Maulana Suiliman Patel, who's going to give us the latest stats, results, fixtures, and also predictions for this weekend's EPL League. And who's going to share his thoughts as well on our very own South African star, Percy Tau, who's really impressed me. On the line, we welcome our EPL pundit, Maulana Suiliman Patel, on the line right now. Our EPL pundit, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, Maulana Suiliman Patel. How are you this evening? Juma Mubarak to you.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I'm well. I hope you are too.
Alhamdulillah, great for asking. No, thanks for asking. I'm in good spirits. Witnessed another Mubarak day of Jummah. We are blessed, certainly, obviously, during these unforeseen times, with the pandemic, etc. But nevertheless, let's be positive. Let's take all the positives out of the negatives out of the positives, etc. Let's be grateful, tawakkul of the Almighty, and be thankful. We don't know whether we're going to live to see midnight or to live to see another Friday Night Live with ST. You never know, eh? But anyway, we might call it the SP show, not the SD show. But anyway, on a lighter note, man, thanks for taking the time to obviously be with us. I'm hoping you had a good rest. Obviously, I was in your area out in Mpumalanga. Unfortunately, you were carrying this side, but hoping you had a good holiday and a good break with the family as well. Moving on to the football talking points. Look, obviously, as a United fan, I've been bragging and posting my WhatsApp status, Facebook, everything, Kenako, look at me now. Where's all my Liverpool fans? We are on top, United, glory. But anyway, enough about that. I don't want to be too biased. Maulana, looking at obviously the EPL standings as it stands right now, Manchester United obviously are first with 40 points. Manchester City obviously second with 38, together with Leicester, obviously, although Man City have a game in hand, right? And looking at the form of Manchester City, they've won their last 5 in a row. United have won, drawn, and won the next 3, right? But looking down at Liverpool, who are down in 4th. They've lost, drawn, lost, and a double draw. Tottenham is hot on their tail, just 1 point away. It's quite worrying for Liverpool fans at this point as well. I mean, and also going down the line, we see a very good improvement with West Ham. Obviously coming to 7th, and Carlo Ancelotti's Everton struggling a bit on 6th right now, but obviously Everton and West Ham together. Chelsea, on the other hand, they are sitting at a staggering 8th with a 200-odd million investment that they've spent. We do know, obviously, it takes the German players a bit longer to adapt to the English style of football, the pressure, etc. Before we get into, the Premier League table, what do you think is happening on the Chelsea camp? I mean, Frank Lampard surely is going to be under pressure. There is talk, in social media and on the various football pundits are saying that if he's not going to perform well, he might be sacked. What do you think?
Yes, most definitely. You know what, when these coaches go through this kind of difficulty or this kind of dip in their time being at the coach, then there is talk or there is fear that they might lose their job. And remember a few months ago, it was going to be happening to United, but something happened around there, and everything just worked out, and we see United doing excellent at the moment. But I think they might just give him maybe a game or two and see how it goes. And if there's some draw or they lose, then I think his time is going to be up at Chelsea.
On that point, we know Abramovich is very, outcomes based. We've seen him
Mhm.
hire and fire from the likes of Carlo Ancelotti to, Jose Mourinho. But obviously, Frank Lampard is a product of obviously Chelsea, a legend there. Let's see. Look, obviously, time will tell. I want to talk a bit about obviously Manchester City and their fantastic form now coming up to second, putting on the
Mhm.
pressure to obviously United. Obviously, we've seen Gundogan. What good playmaking! He's really picked up his game right now. What do you think Pep has done to change and revive? I mean, earlier on in the season, they were sitting around maybe sixth or eighth, and a few games later, they're now second.
Yeah, I think sometimes in football, you find you get your bad days and you have your good days, and down at the beginning, but as the days and the games are coming thick and fast, we find they adapting and they gelling and everything is just coming right for them. So he must have given them some kind of motivation and giving Gundogan and all other guys chance to play when we find Aguero was unable to play, and now we just heard that he's tested positive for COVID-19, so he'll be out for another 10 to 14 days or so. So all these other guys have to continue playing their game and continuing the game in that way. Otherwise, they're going to might fall back. But like we said early on, they got that game in hand, so they're putting pressure on United come the next few games.
Wolves obviously struggling. I mean, they were sitting in the top six. They were in Europa. Now they're sitting at 14th. But I want to move our attention to 17th position, Brighton, and our very own Percy Tau. Obviously, on that wing, what he done with Zinchenko in his first full debut in the EPL. Obviously, shown some of his skills, some of that super dusky, as they say. Tseke Faniwa, What do you make of Percy Tau and obviously his rise to obviously the EPL? I think he's been underrated, but also a great decision by Brighton and Hove coach to let him go on loan. Get experience in Europe, a bit more exposure. We've seen him last year play in the Champions League with Club Brugge against Real Madrid. And what a great impact it was. I'm sure it was for him. He's played at Man United also. And now obviously in the EPL, I mean, what do you make of Percy Tau and his future?
Yes, Percy Tau really doing well. When he came back on loan, he was put on a few times, and he really amazed me, and he played really well. And when they put him for his full debut, we saw that he had some skill, like you said, the super disky skills, and he really,
And the pace as
did
well.
really well. Yes, he did really well. And when he came playing from the start, and even when he came on later on in the game, he made a
Yes.
difference for the team. So he just needs more exposure and more game time, and we're going to see he's going to really shine out there for us South Africans.
Well, I mean, look, he's got a lot of competition with Maupay there, Neil Maupay with Brighton and Home, and he's a fantastic player nevertheless. But anyway, Monana, we've got about 2 more minutes to go for the segment, however. This weekend's fixtures, obviously, coming up, obviously, we do know that, obviously, tomorrow, Aston Villa are going to take on Newcastle, and then in the week, Man United are taking on Sheffield. We see Chelsea going up against Wolves. Quite a busy week, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way up to Tottenham and Liverpool on Thursday. That's going to be a cracker of a game. What are some of your score predictions?
Yeah, my prediction for United's game against Sheffield, I think they'll go through it. They'll win that one. And tomorrow's one is going to be a tough one. Newcastle have been losing quite a bit, so I think they might just manage a draw or maybe just a scrape win against Aston Villa, because they also have their ups and downs as well. And we don't know what's going to happen this weekend with the what's this, Emirates FA Cup. All right. So we do have to see what happens there, and then let's see what happens to Liverpool come Tottenham next week. But I think the way things are going at Liverpool, I just heard from one Liverpool fan just after Maghrib Salah, and he made mention that because of infighting that is causing the team to really hit rock bottom at the moment between Salah and Mane, etc. So if these guys don't sort out their issues internally, they're going to really suffer. And I think if they don't sort it out come next week against Tottenham, Tottenham will have the upper hand and they win Liverpool next week.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see the midweek games as well. And also, Sheffield United on Saturday are going to take on Manchester City as well. So just after Man United, they taking on Man City. It's going to be difficult for them as well. Arsenal are going to play Man United, though, at the end of the month. But anyway, that's for another day. Maulana, Jazakallah khair for your time tonight. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. Have an awesome weekend. Enjoy the football. And inshallah, we'll chat next week. Same time, same place, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan again for the opportunity, and you too enjoy your weekend. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's our EPL pundit, Maulana Suiliman Patel, giving us the latest stats and his predictions and also his thoughts on Percy Tau, who has finally joined Brighton and Hove Albion and is now back in the EPL. Share with me your comments. What do you make of Percy Tau and his skills, and also your predictions for this weekend's games on 061 766 0355. If you've just tuned in, it's the last 15 minutes of the show. Coming up next is the Car Talk segment. I speak to Adam Ford, who's giving us the latest on the new car releases of 2021. Stay tuned. Keep it locked to Salam Media.